Let's ask Myrna and Vorgoth about these hauntings.
I'd also appreciate it if we could see to those displaced wisps. Now, despite what you may have heard, spirits who dwell here do so willingly. Most of our working dead are animated by unthinking wisps, which are little more than impulses from the Fade. But later, I could introduce you to some truly intelligent undead.
What? Like having a chat over a pint?
Some are quite conversational. This monster, the Gloom Howler, have you ever seen its like?
Never. No warden I've talked to has either. It's definitely blighted, but not darkspawn. Smart. Something special. Normally I'd relish a hunt like this. But now...
You'll find Asan's siblings, I'm certain.
So am I.
How are you faring with Asan, Davrin?
It's all good. He's behaving, minding his manners, quiet as a mouse.
So, all the squawking from your room.
The lighthouse is drafty. Must have been the wind.
I distinctly heard a griffin shriek.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes he acts out.
You must instill some discipline. Manfred needed to be taught boundaries as well.
Uh-huh. Except Asan's a griffin.
And clever. That will only increase, believe me.
Emerlich, I think you've got to let Manfred learn some things on his own.
Such as?
You know, like any kid. Let him fall, scrape their knee.
That could dislodge his patella bone, hinder his ambulation.
Or he might learn to walk and not fall next time.
That's a harsh thing to wish on a spirit who yearns only to experience the world.
Falling down's a big part of the world.
Manfred's body is an intricate construction. There's no need to bruise it, or him, unnecessarily.
Emerlich, have I got this right? Manfred's a wisp?
A wisp of curiosity, to be precise.
And this wisp was so curious about our world, it just couldn't wait to come here, animate a body, and serve you tea?
Manfred enjoys boiling the water. He's mesmerized by the steam.
Clean your own dishes at the necropolis.
Our poor city.
Let's continue our discussion.
You ever clean your own dishes at the necropolis, Emerlich? Or is that a job for skeleton butlers?
I was an apprentice once.
How about now?
Well, I am perfectly capable of scrubbing a pot.
That's good. You're on cleanup tonight.
Davrin, I found feathers clogging my alembic this morning.
You have a feather pillow in your room? Mine's just straw.
Don't deflect. You know it was Asan. He's unruly, messy.
He's still just a kid.
One who'll grow into an unruly, messy adult. How much damage might a full-grown griffin cause?
That's the idea. A darkspawn killer. I'm not raising a butler to serve me tea, Emerlich.
No, he'll need considerably more nurturing.
It's an interesting line of work you're in, Emerlich.
Oh, exploring the Fades hardly work. I could spend several lifetimes researching its mysteries.
But that's just it. It's too much.
I don't follow.
Mages never do. Here's what I don't get about the Fade, Emerlich. Somehow it's a source of creation and where spirits live. And the place we go when we dream, and...
And your own people, the Dalish, believed it the home of the gods.
And that? And some sort of kingdom for demons.
As well as the source of all magic.
And maybe where souls pass through after they die.
That's a rather simple summary.
Simple?
It wouldn't be worth studying if it were dull. Am I right in feeling that something deeper about the Fade troubles you, Davrin?
The whole thing does. Not sure it's real.
It's quite literally within reach of the lighthouse.
I know what I see out my window. And yeah, it's strange. But that could be just a weird patch of weather.
Weird weather? Oh, my dear man. The things I could teach you.
My Dalish clan already tried. It all boils down to believing in power you can't touch, from a place you can't see.
I assure you, the Fade is real, Davrin. It's the foundation for everything we experience.
You know what's real? A rotclaw terrorizing a village, eating their chickens, then their goats, then their children. So when the villagers hire someone like me to kill it, we all agree on the problem. But your Fade? Put a dozen Emmerichs in the same room, you'd get a dozen different opinions.
But that's its glory! Realities splintered across impossible lines. New discoveries each time we scry them.
Enjoy your nightmare.
I promise there's great beauty in the Fade, Davrin.
The light show's pretty, I guess.
Its virtues go so much further. Trickles of magic, suddenly revealing great oceanic patterns, hidden pools of lost memory, and moments where we may break the bonds of time.
I don't doubt you, Emerlich, but...
But?
It's a good thing you're on our side.
How is that book you found the other day, Davrin?
Terrible. Made up facts, imaginary monsters, and writers who never left their armchairs.
No competition for your bestiary, then?
Only if I wanted people to get eaten.
Can I ask, Davrin, what drew you to the Grey Wardens?
I was wondering when you would.
Well, you are the first warden I've met. If the question was indelicate.
Not in my case. Some wardens join up because they were blighted. Others to protect their homes. Me, I came for the challenge.
Do you ever mull over the path you've chosen, Davrin?
You mean becoming a warden?
It's an act of great courage, but to know you'll be called to an early grave in the deep roads.
We all go sometime.
Death may not seem quite real to the young.
More reason to enjoy what I do now, then. What you said about Warden's early graves inspired me to make a will, Emerlich.
Very admirable.
And I'm leaving you a son.
Your what?
He'll need attention. 4 or 5 hours a day. Stock up on worms.
Well, then allow me to entrust Manfred to you if I pass on.
Hold on.
Firstly, you'll need to check the rotation of his joints every 2 days. Secondly...
Now I'm redoing the will.
But they're all good.
What were we saying? So, Emerlich, what do you actually do down in that necropolis of yours?
Tend to the steady procession of death. There's rites to perform and bodies to prepare, mourners to comfort and students to teach.
Uh-huh. What about fighting undead monsters?
Surely everyone knows about that.
Come on, Emerlich. Give me something good. Tell me about your necropolis fights.
There was one creature.
Yeah?
Twice as tall as you. It possessed the limbs of a spider, but strode like a man. The cunning beast picked off our expedition until we contained and beheaded it.
Not bad. Was it undead?
Oh, yes. Someone had prepared its body with great care. It whispered in a language no one recognized, except when it spoke our names.
Any more monster stories from the necropolis?
I must stress that the vast majority of our undead are model citizens.
Come on.
Myrna did once discover something unique. A thing of spined and fused bones sprung from a stream that couldn't have contained it.
Where'd it come from?
It could have been some cruel mage's experiment, though occasionally other entities slip in, drawn by sympathy with the dead.
Love to try my blade on a few.
Those wooden carvings of yours are perfectly charming, Davrin.
Thanks. Thought they might be too rustic for your tastes.
Artistry should be appreciated wherever it's found. Though I'm surprised you let a son chew on that lovely Hulla statue.
He did what now?
How do you choose what subject to carve next, Davrin?
Pattern of the grain, flow of the wood. You need to feel out a shape. Hack away, and it's blood everywhere.
Oh, the last thing we need is a haunted carving.
Just from some blood?
It's rare, but the lighthouse attracts droves of spirits.
If that nug I just carved starts dancing, I'll call you.
Thank you again for the carving, Davrin. It made the perfect gift.
You're welcome. Tell that librarian friend of yours to treasure it. I don't normally do little statues with skulls for faces.